In 1999, Sega decided to release a new console, the Sega Dreamcast. Sonic Team, because they had not made a good game, or even any game for the last few years, decided to actually try making a 3D Sonic to compete with Super Mario 64 and Rayman 2, games that were doing so much better at the time. What happened was a game that at first blew people away because of scripted scenes, but years later, doing this to other games would prove to be the downfall of a franchise. How bad could this game possibly be? Let's try playing it in 2011. When you start the game, you see a spoiler for the ending of the game, which is pretty much an FMV of a city getting destroyed. It's trying to make the game seem all cool and stuff. They also tried to include a plot, but it was horrible, which is why the notion among fans is that Sonic games should not have a plot started. Of course, they could have got Archie to write a plot, but guess what? No, we have to have a corny and terrible plot. Seriously? Couldn't we just have running through stages and just collecting rings? One of the first problems with this game is the music, especially in the intros. It sounds really cheesy. I can't believe people listen to this. It's like garbage music. The other problem apparent from the intro is all the characters. There are so many furry characters you can play as who are just poorly programmed, like Tails. All you ever do is follow Sonic. Now, let's go on to the actual gameplay. When you start the game, you can select 6 characters. This was one of the features stamped on the box. The only character you'll really want to play as is Sonic. Tails is following Sonic, Knuckles is treasure hunting, Amy has whacking a robot, Big has horrible fishing, and E102 is mech shooting. The first thing you'll notice is the cheesy cutscenes.
Oh yeah! This is
Note how all the characters move like animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese. And it just seems unnatural how all the characters move. Yes, I know it's supposed to be a cartoony game, but why do they always have to move in spasms? It's like they stand for a second, say a few lines, suddenly, boom! I'm running.
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself!
The other thing you will notice is how unnatural the voices are. Note how instead of talking like humans, they talk like a bunch of robots.
Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire!
Just look at that asset, or even listen to it. I'd rather hear Tommy Wiseau speak for a bunch of hours than listen to this.
Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
So then Sonic and his annoying voice acting come in, and guess what? It's time for our first boss battle against the horrible camera. The camera system in this game is broken beyond belief. It tries to focus too much on other stuff than you. For example, in this boss battle, it spazzes out all the time, along with the horrible controls which allow you to get killed a lot, because the game just didn't jump when you wanted it to. It's a problem that plagues more people than just me. My friend had the exact same issue. So while you're running around, the camera tries to focus on everything but you. For example, it's trying to focus on the boss, but not you, or only you and not the boss.
No!
Right now, the camera is pointed at the very top, and you can't even barely see your character. You're gonna have to jump and hit him and hope that it works, because the homing attack will also get you killed a lot, as you will jump off corners randomly.
You know nothing.
So
fool.
apparently,
It's
Eggman
chaos,
has found
the
some
god
guided
of
destruction,
destruction.
which can only be destroyed in about 3 hits. And also note how he's got no lip movement. He moves like an animatronic at Chuck E. Cheese.
Huh?
Seriously? Can you guys at least get some... We then see Tails, who jitters around in his fail plane like he came straight out of a G-Bod machinima. Just look at all this horrible lip movement. I've seen more convincing stuff in Gary's
what
mod.
am I gonna do with you?
Oh, and the syncing is horrible too. They can't even get it right. In the first level, or pretty much every Sonic level, you have to defeat enemies. This level is probably the most well-known of all the levels, though, mostly because of a scripted scene. Because there's almost no gameplay. You're supposed to jump, but the homing attack doesn't work very well, and you glitch up a lot. You'll also bump into walls a lot, and sometimes you can actually fall through them. I've actually done it before, and in this level I even have a recording which I'm going to show you of me falling through on the Orca Crit. And this is the only part people remember from this game, because it was probably the only good part. A 100% scripted scene of Sonic running down the line with the killer whale destroying the bridge. It requires almost no input from the user. You can even let go and try to fail on purpose, and you will still get past it. How do I know? I tried to fail on purpose, and guess what? I couldn't even fail that part. It's so scripted. Afterwards, you get more cutscenes, which only prove that the game has a bad story, and they still can't lip sync.
What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype.
Look at that lip syncing.
It's got a few bugs.
And the spasm animation.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Adventure worlds, or hub worlds, are annoying too. You have to run through a lot of stuff just to get to a level, and usually, if you haven't played the game before, you don't know where you're supposed to go, so you might find yourself running around there for 5 to 10 minutes, trying to find out where to get to the next level. Unlike older Sonic games, where you could just get to the next level instantly. You wanna know how bad this idea was? In the sequel, which wasn't much better, they actually ditched it. Yes, they ditched it in the sequel. But then they unleashed and Generations. Afterwards, we have our first Eggman cutscene and boss battle, which is actually a true boss battle. All you find is Eggman talking about how he's going to steal their Chaos Emerald.
Whatever you say,
Only problem is, the whole scene is utterly pointless, because in the end they get it stolen. And then the fail starts, with your usual enemies. The bad camera angles, the annoying boss talking, and best of all, the cheesy music for half of it.
All systems, full power.
Shut up! Are you taking out the butt? Generic file missile. Boom, boom, boom. Holy crap. This boss is so easy. I'm serious. Sure, it's only like the second boss in the game. All systems! Full power! Seriously. Eggman, your voice actors suck.
It wasn't so hard.
So right after that, Tails is an idiot and holds out the Chaos Emerald in view and gets it stolen. Meaning that whole scene was utterly pointless.
Chaos?
And then we find out the real reason why is so he's giving him to Chaos. Since the plot is trash, I'm going to talk more about the actual gameplay now. The gameplay might have been good, if not for the fact that the camera has a mind of its own and likes to change itself all the time. The camera is mostly the downfall for the gameplay, but the fact is that the game has random glitches too. Randomly, a scripted feature won't work and you'll die. Other times, the game will just mess up when you're controlling. Buttons won't work, the camera won't work, you don't know where you're at, you'll be stuck somewhere. It's annoying. In this scene, jumping caused me to fall through the ground. Random glitch, anyone? By far, the most annoying stage early on is Casinopolis. It's pretty much yet another casino stage, but instead of platforming, the whole place is a giant hub world version. It's pretty much like that, but you can run into some pinball minigames and play them. The only problem is that the minigames are horribly designed. Along with the crappy camera, this plagues it, but the worst part is that you have to get rings to get up there, then stand up there while they take all your rings away, rendering the whole thing pointless other than to get to the end.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Why did you have to put Sonic in a shower? That's just so wrong. The only people who are gonna like that are R34 freaks. And now for the pinball stages, which are so bad that you might want to kill yourself after playing it for more than 5 minutes. There are two pinballs, Knight's Pinball and Sonic Pinball, but Knight's gives you more rings. Both of them have the same horrible physics. Just look how slow the ball moves. It moves really slowly, and you have to get at least 100 rings to get past and skip the sewer. What happens if you don't get 100 rings? They throw you in the sewer. The more of these you have, the more you'll get annoyed, because the whole stage can take about like 10-15 minutes to complete. Not making this up. And the only platforming is in a small part which isn't even related.
Ready, go!
Just look. It's barely any platforming. I bought this game for platforming, not for a bad pinball simulator. Okay, seriously, you guys? How did this get past the ratings? Because this is just wrong. And you're telling me the hedgehog's naked all the time? Wow. And this is the #1 problem. You always end up having not enough rings. In other words, I'm gonna go to the next stage because this stage is so annoying. Also, I'll tell you what happens after this stage. They get the Chaos Emerald stolen, rendering the whole stage utterly pointless. But first off, let me show you one more freeze when I tried to play the game again because of a save file mess up. Freeze up. Yep, this freeze is 100% real. It actually happened while I was playing on my Dreamcast. Now for the next one. Ice Cap is pretty much the same as the last few stages, except when you get the end, you get attacked on snowboarding minigame. With more Chuck E. Cheese talking. No matter how hard you try to fail, you cannot fail at this game because it's so scripted and easy. I tried to in this video on purpose, and guess what? It's so easy I couldn't. And that's another problem with this game that's happened earlier. Part of it is too easy and scripted. It's like trying to show you, hey kids, looky here, this is a Dreamcast game. We're so much cooler because it says Dreamcast on our box, and we're 3D too. what? This snowboarding minigame also sucks. But then again, they tacked it on the box and said this was cool and stuff. You know what? No, it isn't.
Give me the
After that easiness,
right now.
we get more easiness.
What? Let's just
Where
see you
we
take
get
it.
a rival battle with Knuckles, or another Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. How easy is it? There's a little number in the corner saying how many more hits you need to hit him.
Oh no.
Seriously, not even making this up.
Oh,
Look
no.
at it. And then, after a loading screen, we get the next cutscene, or Chuck E. Cheese scene,
The Chaos
where
Emeralds.
these people are so stupid they can't even keep their emeralds. If you had a giant thing that could enable the destruction of a world, would you let some dumbass in a hover car pick it up?
Like taking candy
Then again,
from a baby.
everyone in this game is a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. Look at how they move. They spasm.
That's right, fool.
And it doesn't even look
You
like
made
he's
it all
holding
too
the emerald.
easy.
It looks like he's
You
levitating them.
practically gave them to me.
Hold it.
Okay, I'm pretty much done with reviewing Sonic. This game is just that bad. But before I stop, let me show you one last minigame, or Low Budget Star Fox. It's pretty much a game where you shoot planes and other stuff down, but it's so easy because all you gotta do is hold A and move your guy over it, and guess what? They're dead instantly. It takes about no skill, and it's pretty much like playing a hard bullet hell shooter with no bullets. It's pointless. Next, on to the other characters you probably don't care about.
Great! All
Now let's look at
systems
your
go
first
full
forgettable
speed ahead.
character. Tail! As you know, he does something stupid and tries to use a Chaos Emerald to power
What's
his
this?
plane. And first off, it looks like he's jacking off, all while unfitting music plays, and then he crashes his plane while it moves around, like in Gary's mod. I've seen more convincing performances in Gary's mod.
I'm out of control!
That's
Hey,
bad.
hey!
And in Gary's mod, they do it for humor, not because they can't program.
Ah! Look out below!
You should crash Tails, cause honestly, you're such a sadistic loser.
Come on, Tails.
Alright. Every time you start a level, all you have to do is outrun Sonic. And flying doesn't work because half the time you'll end up dying anyway.
Hey,
The camera still sucks, and yeah.
See you.
I'm not even gonna say much. All you gotta do is outrun Sonic. And you know what? It's pretty boring too.
Come on, Tails.
It's not fun at all, and it is
Hooray!
kind of tedious. Oh yeah, and there's all the pop-in too. This game also has a lot of pop-in. Okay, next. Knuckles stages consist of running through the same BSPs as Sonic stages, but this time you got a treasure hunt.
Keep your eyes on the
After
radar
all,
to find the pieces
it's
of
really
the
annoying and not fast at all when you gotta run through the whole level, flying, climbing on walls, trying to find a piece of the Chaos Emerald. Usually, when the earlier levels, it's in plain view, but later on, you have to actually dig for them, and that can take more time and can be more annoying. Is it hard though? Not really. Just extremely long and time-consuming! Especially with the annoying camera in this piece of shit, because the camera is on crystal meth. Like with all the characters. Now, on to Amy. Every single one of Amy's stages involves you using your hammer to whack a robot while trying to run away from it to the end of the level. The problem is, Amy moves extremely slow. And not only that, but also, the robot keeps following you, all for that little bird you have. Why don't you just give the bird back, and then you won't have a robot stalking you. You're such a loser, Amy. But then again, you deserve it because you're so annoying. Then when you get in the wall of mirrors, the camera really kicks in, and you will be bumping into stuff because the camera is too busy focusing on either the mirrors, too low, or is spinning around so much that it can't tell where to go. And honestly, this can be annoying when you're trying to get through the level. Next. Every single one of E102's stages is mech shooting. You know, the kind of stuff that Tails and Eggman would get in Sonic Adventure 2. Except this time, it's different. Because there's no real difference, except you're actually controlling a robot and not a mech. But still, it's mech shooting like in Sonic Adventure 2. And the timer counts down instead of up, like in the other ones. And now for the worst character, Big the Cat. When you're not camera glitching, that is, because the camera's so broken. All his stages are finding and catching Froggy, like you're fishing. Wow. Yep. This is what the gameplay is. Seriously? I'm just gonna say, screw this. This is not a fishing game, this is Sonic. Next. And by next, I mean the final boss, which I managed to get, luckily, because of a program called VMU Tool. And what is the ending, pretty much? A bunch of furries bitching about pointless shit. Nobody gives a shit.
We need those 7 emeralds to
Hey
give us
bitch,
total power.
you
It's
suck.
power for the people.
Let's have these
And
kids
they are
run
your
over
people
you.
Too, you know. We must get that emerald.
Yeah,
These
run
are
over
our
her.
enemies.
Run over her.
Once it starts,
Do
you'll
it.
always want more.
Fuck you, you fucking
Please
bitch.
don't do this. I beg you.
Shut up, you Chuck E. Cheese
I
animatronic.
don't listen to the words of a child. Ready, men?
You're right, adults are better than you. Run over her! Die, you fucking Chow. Die, Chow. Chow are fucking stupid. Hell yeah. Yeah. Beat those Chow up. Because Chow are for losers. Sadly, on the Dreamcast version, you can't skip it. So after all this pointless scenes, all you see is the city getting destroyed by chaos. Yep, the whole city's getting destroyed. You know what? If I were in a game this crappy too, I'd destroy the whole city. I mean, seriously, how would you feel if you were trapped in a crappy game and you could destroy the world? You destroy the world. And, yep. This is the exact same scene we saw when we put in the disc. And you all got spoiled. Sorry kids, the $60 is not refundable. We can buy the game for $5 and sell it for $55 though. So afterwards, Tikal appears to whine about crap, and you know what? Nobody cares. Plus, after a bunch of random cutscenes, we find out that all the Chaos Emeralds were drained of their power, but in a Deus Machina moment,
Amy!
they find out that there is some sort of, quote, positive power in the Emeralds. I'm not making this up. They actually rip off Star Wars too.
Hey guys, what's up?
Now are they gonna rip?
Chaos only
Well,
has
they
the
already
negative
ripped off
power of the
DBZ
emeralds.
with Super Sonic and the 7 Emeralds.
Sonic, you should be able to harness their real power.
As much as I hate to admit it,
Ex
I think Tails is right about
Machina.
this.
So, after you beat this horrible boss battle, which is extremely easy, we find out that you saved a bunch of KO nobody gives a shit about. Yeah, that's right. You saved a bunch of those things which like to eat animals, you saved in the levels. But, what about all those thousands of people that died? Well, let's ask Tails what he thinks about it.
All's well that ends well, right?
No, Tails. You're retarded. All's well that ends well, and look, thousands of people are dead, a city's been destroyed, and that's all you say? What the fuck? Seriously, what would you say about Japan's tsunami?
All's well that ends well, right?
Or 9/11?
All's well that ends well, right?
Never mind, Tails, you just suck. In fact, this whole game is a piece of crap. The graphics are not that great. The gameplay sucks. The controls don't work half the time. The camera's broken. The side characters are even more broken. The story's crap. The lip syncing's crap. The talking's crap. The animation is crap. The animations are like a bunch of kids trying to make a Gmod for the first time. In fact, this whole game is stupid. If you find this game at a used game store, please stay far away from it. Or just if you have a copy of it, please take it into your local game store and sell it. They'll probably pay you some money for the Sonic fanboys who are going to buy it. Anyways, you know how bad this game was? After this game came out, they made every newer Sonic game based off it. The next few games in the series would have more problems. They would be even more broken than this, and they would take everything wrong with this game and turn it up to 11. In other words, this game managed to kill a franchise. This game managed to take a popular franchise and kill it. And sometimes you have to go to the past to realize that the main problem with Sonic games today is that they haven't changed much. They've still sucked. And you know what? Because of gamers like you, who will constantly eat crap and will buy every new Sonic game, Sonic has been this way for years because they know if they'll do it, they'll know people will buy it, even if they make it crappy. After all, 06 was a platinum hit. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. And don't buy any more Sonic games if you don't want them to be like this.